She memorized 50 perfect answers. She practiced in the mirror daily. She knew exactly what to say. Then the manager asked one question. Her mind went completely blank, but this disaster guaranteed her success. Meet Hannah. Hannah lives in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. She is a very talented designer who builds mobile applications. Hannah finds the perfect job online. It is a position at a massive international startup in the center of Amsterdam. The salary is amazing. The office is beautiful. But there's one big challenge. The official language of the company is English. Hannah gets an email. She is invited for a final interview. Hannah wants this job more than anything. She prepares for 4 weeks. She searches the internet for common English interview questions. She writes down long, beautiful answers. She translates them carefully. She memorizes every single word. When she stands in her bedroom, she sounds like a professional CEO. She thinks, I am perfectly prepared. Nothing can go wrong. The day of the interview arrives. Hannah walks into the modern office. She sits down in a bright glass room. 3 managers sit across from her. They smile warmly. Hannah feels her heart beating very fast. Welcome, Hannah, the lead manager says. Your portfolio is excellent. To start, tell us a little bit about a time you solved a difficult problem. This is it. Hannah knows this question. She opens her mouth to deliver her perfect, memorized answer. But she is nervous. Her brain is stressed. She tries to remember the very first word of her script. Was it however or therefore? Because she cannot remember the first word, the entire paragraph collapses. The script breaks into tiny pieces. The room is completely quiet. The managers are looking at her. Hannah starts to panic. Her throat is dry. The problem was, she stammers. She loses her grammar. She uses the wrong tenses. She talks in tiny, broken circles. She sounds like she has never studied English in her life. She leaves the glass room with tears in her eyes. She knows she lost the dream job. 2 days later, the rejection email arrives. Hannah feels crushed. She is angry at herself. I prepared for a month, she thinks. I knew all the answers. Why did my English disappear when I needed it most? She feels like a failure. She thinks she is just not smart enough for an international career. Hannah talks to her friend David. David is a senior developer. Hannah explains her painful disaster. David nods his head. Hannah, he says gently, an interview in a foreign language is a completely unique skill. You cannot learn it by talking to your mirror. A mirror does not stare back at you. A mirror does not make you sweat. Hannah listens carefully. Preparation is not enough, David explains. You have to experience the pressure. You have to do it badly first. Hannah realizes David is right. She was prepared for a test, not a living conversation. She changes her strategy completely. She stops writing perfect scripts. Instead, she starts doing mock interviews with real people. She asks native speakers to call her on video chat. She tells them to ask her random, difficult questions. She stumbles, she sweats, she feels the pressure. But every time she practices under pressure, her brain learns how to survive the fire. 6 months later, Hannah applies to a different international startup in Amsterdam. She is invited for an interview. She sits in a new glass room. 3 new managers are looking at her. Her heart beats fast. The nervous energy is still there. A manager asks, "Why do you want to work for our application?" Hannah does not search her brain for a memorized script. She takes a deep breath. She accepts the messy reality of speaking a second language. She speaks from her heart. She uses simple English. She pauses when she needs to think. She does not sound like a perfect robot. She sounds like a confident, passionate human being. She answers beautifully. She leaves the room smiling. 2 days later, she gets the job. She realizes her terrible failure was actually her greatest teacher. My friends, are you terrifying yourself with perfect scripts? Are you practicing alone in your room, hoping you will magically sound like a CEO under pressure? Stop memorizing. An English interview is a living, breathing monster. The only way to learn how to fight it is to step into the ring and take a few punches. Have the courage to fail your first interview. It will hurt. You will forget your words. But that painful experience is exactly what builds your armor for the next one. You cannot ace the second interview until you survive the disaster of the first. Thank you for watching The Perfect Disaster. Go practice under pressure today. Goodbye.